Hello, well, welcome to this update for the Western Pacific. So let's see what's happening. So the main thing is Tropical Storm Bebinca there, just north of Guam in the Pacific. The Indian Ocean, there's still some storms in India and Southeast Asia, but no tropical development. And let's see what's happening. There's Tropical Storm Bebinca there, just north of Guam, and then it's forecast to become a severe tropical storm by Friday, and a typhoon by maybe like Friday night. And then it will approach as a typhoon to the southern islands of Japan and hit China as a very strong typhoon by Sunday. So yet again another strong typhoon hitting China this year. We had like 3 already, I think. So please be aware there and try to make some preparations. And still some heavy rains near Guam and Palau, especially heavy in Palau and the Philippines. So we'll check that as well, but be aware there. So first, let's see some tracks. So this is the official track, has a typhoon there. The typhoon is basically the purple area after it gets purple, passing through the southern islands of Japan and China there. And the track models do a similar thing there for Japan, China, generally in those areas. So if you are in those southern islands of Japan, please be monitoring this very closely, if not making preparations already. So we don't need this here. So in the Western Pacifics, let's see what the GFS has. It has the typhoon there, goes towards the southern islands of Japan around Amami and Okinawa. So please be careful there. Then it goes into China as a very strong typhoon. So please monitor there. The GFS even has some other systems getting up layer. 2 of them, and then one dies, and another one tries to head towards China and Japan again. But I think that's kind of unlikely. That's far out, and the GFS is crazy. But even yet again, after those other crazy systems, he has 2 more spinning there in the Pacific and trying to go somewhere. But for now, let's just focus on this storm here. So let's see what the European has. Here, the 0Z. So it shows here Tropical Storm Bebinca there. It's weaker than the GFS, but it goes as a weak typhoon towards Okinawa, and then goes into a as a strong typhoon into eastern China there. So China has to really monitor this. The European has some other seasons later. Maybe this doesn't look very tropical because it's attached to the front, but it might try to become so in Japan. So the European has more stuff in Japan. Maybe some rain to watch in the South China Sea and in the tropics later. But let's see, the Canadian has the Bebinca there, goes the same path towards Japan there and hits China stronger. So those areas should be on high alert in my opinion. And it has some other stuff spinning near Japan to watch later and near the Philippines. The Navgen has the system there, had a little bit weaker but towards Japan and China there, and then later has some other things trying to spin up. Maybe watch for Japan again. And the icon has Bebinca there, and then it goes towards Japan. It goes as a like category 2 typhoon into those islands, and goes even stronger into China as a very strong typhoon. So please be monitoring there. And it also has this new system pulling from the south later and affecting the islands of Japan once again, because this system there is the system that will bring all that very heavy rain in the Philippines, in Palau and Guam, even after Bebinca gets out of the way. So we have to monitor for that as well, especially for the heavy rains. So, and in terms of that, the European has in the next 5 days some very heavy rains in the Philippines, if not torrential, and still in Guam there and Palau, because Bebinca has already left. It's like near the northernmost islands there of the Mariana Islands, but It has a lot in Micronesia around Colonia, but Palau actually escapes a little bit because it's further south. But there'll still be some storms there. And it has a ton of moisture in the Philippines next 5 days. Let's put this in millimeters. Here, it has more than 400 millimeters around the Philippines, the western Philippines especially. 300, 100, 300 millimeters there. Let's see, 100, 200 millimeters. So some very heavy downpours expected in the central Philippines, especially central western Philippines, in those islands here, like in the South China Sea, especially some other islands there of China and the Philippines. Might have to watch in the South China Sea for more storms. And let's see, but those downpours can be really heavy there around the central Philippines. So please keep that in mind and stay safe. The GFS has also a similar thing, and it has like even more there. There's like 400 millimeters in that island of the Philippines near Roca City and just north of Yoto City. So that island will get hit very hard. Shows around Taitei, more than 400 millimeters as well, and Cuyo, still like 300 millimeters around those areas. So some very, very heavy downpours in those areas. So please be careful. South China Sea, some islands will get hit as well with some rain and storms. But central Philippines there have to really be careful with this. And the icon has a similar thing too, but the icon shows more in the sea there. But it does show some islands, the western Philippines, more than 200, 300 millimeters there. Even around Manila, close to 100 millimeters or more. It has like 200 millimeters further south, so please be careful there. It shows especially in the South China Sea more than 200 millimeters, so please stay safe there. And there's this there's this high resolution model here that because it's high resolution, it kind of shows every drop of rain. So it shows like insane numbers, 700 millimeters, 800, 900 millimeters. So I don't really trust this model because it has like insane values and none of the other models have even close to that. But you never know. It could be right, so just be careful there in the Philippines. Let's see. And still in Guam, it has more than 100, 200 millimeters there, more than 200 millimeters still in the next 5 days in Guam. That area of Micronesia will get more than 200, 100 millimeters, so please stay safe. But I better show you the rain map so you can understand the situation. So there's Tropical Storm Bobina, still some rain bands affecting Guam there, the Mariana Islands, still some heavy rain storms, but then Bobina goes away, goes towards Japan. But then there'll be this leftover moisture layer that will keep affecting Guam, so like very heavy downpours around Guam and San Jose, those areas continuing this week. Then it still continues like in Colonia there in Micronesia and those areas. The worst will be just north of Palau, but there might be some storms in Palau as well. Then finally, by next Tuesday, this moisture pulls away from Guam and goes north. But like today's Thursday, September 12th. So from today all the way to next Monday, there will be heavy downpours around Guam, parts of Micronesia, and the Northern Mariana Islands. So please stay safe, especially very heavy on Friday, Saturday, very heavy there. So please be careful. And the GFS is also showing this. So there's Bombina, it goes towards China, and then the moisture continues there. Some very heavy rain still lingering around Guam there during these next few days. Specifically, it shows heavier like next Sunday, from next Friday to next Sunday as it pulls away. So please be careful there. And in the Philippines, it shows a lot of tropical moisture, showers and storms, but in the western Philippines, like central western Philippines, show those patches of heavier downpours. So those downpours could cause some flooding. They could be very heavy. It shows those downpours keep going in the central Philippines there, at least until next Tuesday. Even after next Tuesday, a lot of moisture in the South China Sea there, but it finally calms down a little bit, like by next Friday, the 20th. But yet again, it shows another system trying to approach there, so it's very busy, those areas, this month. So it shows now the European, it shows all those showers and storms in the Philippines, and then it keeps going. Some islands might be heavier and others less heavy, but shows some patches of heavy rain, especially in the western Philippines, around Puerto Princesa and this island near Roca City, and even the North Island is a little bit more. So, but then it keeps there, like this is Saturday, some very heavy downpours there, and then keeps going, and yet again by like Monday, the 16th, the European tries to throw a circulation there, like a tropical system trying to form there, then it heads north towards Japan there by next week. But please be careful with those downpours in the Philippines there. And let's see. Southeast Asia still very heavy. Myanmar, the remnants of Yaji and Bangladesh, so still there. Very heavy today through tomorrow, Myanmar, even to Friday. So very heavy in Bangladesh there. So be careful in Bangladesh. Like Friday the 13th into Saturday, and then this low pressure system goes into northeastern India there. So this is Saturday the 14th, shows very heavy storms for eastern India, kind of northern India, near Nepal. So this will cause many problems, those very heavy storms. So please be careful in India. From Myanmar, Bangladesh and India, it'll be very heavy. And now there's still the other low pressure there in northern India, southern Nepal, dropping some very heavy rains in New Delhi. So please be careful, but then that dissipates and this new one comes. So please stay safe there from this heavy rain. And next 5 days shows in Myanmar still like more than 200 millimeters, around eastern Myanmar like 300 millimeters, southern Bangladesh 200 millimeters, 300. So this will cause flooding for sure. So most of southern Bangladesh more than 100, 200 millimeters. So stay safe there. Once this tracks into India, it starts showing like 200, 300 millimeters into northeastern India as this keeps going there. So please be careful. This will cause a lot of problems there. And there's this system that's there now, shows around New Delhi today and tomorrow, more than 100 millimeters. Further north, like 200, close to 300 millimeters, southern Nepal too, 244 millimeters, but they'll dissipate in like 2 days, and then we have to deal with this next one. And if I put this into the next 10 days, it already shows this low pressure tracks further west there. So please stay safe there from those very heavy downpours. In southeasternmost Asia, like Thailand, still shows some heavy showers and storms during the day, 200, 100 millimeters. Be careful there. Around Cambodia, some heavier showers and storms. In the coast of Cambodia, especially heavy. And around Vietnam, some spots of higher accumulation there. Might be some heavier storms from time to time. And Laos shows some heavy rain throughout Laos, northeastern Cambodia. So please be careful. Some storms might be heavy. And here along the southern tip of Vietnam, some heavier storms as well, because of all the moisture in the sea there. And I think this is Thailand. Yes, southernmost Thailand shows like more than 100 millimeters along the Bay of Bengal. So 180, 150 millimeters. So a lot of moisture in those areas. Around Malaysia, some more passing showers and storms. More in northern Sumatra, but nothing crazy. Southern Indonesia is quiet, just some showers, maybe a storm or two. Further east and heavier in western Guinea, still heavy there. But the other parts of Malaysia and Indonesia are quite fine. So let's take a look at what it might look like. So you see those storms in Cambodia, Thailand, passing like tomorrow or Friday into Laos. And then it even tries to form a circulation there, but quickly dies off. And then more storms in Cambodia, Thailand for Friday. So be careful there. Goes into Laos. More storms the Bay of Bengal in southern Thailand and Myanmar. And especially like Cambodia, Vietnam shows more concentration of storms there too, especially for like Saturday and Sunday. So be careful. Even southern China will get more scattered storms, Myanmar, but you'll be heavier like in Thailand, Cambodia, and Vietnam there, and Laos. Even to next Monday still shows storms there, especially Cambodia and Thailand. So be careful there. And let's see. So in the rest of Asia shows like next 5 days might have some more rain in Russia, in eastern Russia there, some in Mongolia, China, and a little bit in northern Iran there, and Georgia, parts of Russia might have some more rain. And in terms of snow, shows snow in Tibet, in the higher mountains of the Himalayas, especially near northeastern India there. Northern India shows more, in China, and in Russia there, because it's very cold in Russia, shows more snow for northern Russia, Siberia, even the in eastern Russia there, and some mountains in Mongolia there. So be aware. And the temperatures are still hot in India and Pakistan, so like 41, 40 degrees there. And let's see. Now, of course, they are very cold in the mountains because it's very high there, and also in Kyrgyzstan, some colder temperatures during the night and morning throughout Mongolia, northern China and Russia. Some colder temperatures in spots, mainly higher elevations, but it'll be generally a little bit colder during the night in Mongolia, China, and even some areas of Kazakhstan. So be aware. And during the day in eastern China, still show like very hot, around 37, 38 degrees in eastern China. During the day, there 33, lots of 30s. So be aware there. The Middle East still very hot, nothing cataclysmic, but still shows in Oman 45 degrees, 44, 36, 40, 43. So be aware there. Still very hot southern Afghanistan, except the mountains, and Turkmenistan, some 30s, high 20s. So yeah, be aware there. The wind gusts shows still some gusty winds near the Philippines and Palau and those areas, especially near the Philippines these next few days, because the gusty winds are mostly in Palau today and Guam, so still very strong winds in Guam today and Palau, but this will gradually go north, so more gusty winds Thursday and Friday in Palau, then starts picking up in the South China Sea. I'll put the pin like there. Let's see. Wait, kilometers per hour. So it shows like some very gusty winds starting like Friday into Saturday near the Philippines. Let's see, especially in the sea there, some very high gusts. So be careful, and still near Micronesia and Guam there, some gusty winds. And let's see, it continues there a little bit in the South China Sea. Finally, this moisture pulls north and takes the winds with it. But then Japan will have to watch later by the 18th. But let's see, as the system goes into China, it does show some very strong winds by Sunday as it makes landfall. So please be careful. There's more than 100 kilometer per hour gusts, 105, 112, especially near the core there. So stay safe. In the southern islands of Japan as well, because those are little islands, and they have less refuge. So this is like Sunday, the 15th. Show some very strong winds near Tokushima, Naha, Okinawa. So please be careful. There might be storm surge, very strong winds in those areas. And in terms of rainfall, as this comes, it shows like it's there now. And then it shows a lot of rain as well, like some spots like just 77 millimeters or more, but it doesn't show anything crazy. It shows crazier there in China, like 123 millimeters, some areas 181 millimeters. So there might be some more flooding in China from this. Shows another strong frontal system in North Korea, more than 178 millimeters in other areas as well. Northern South Korea too, and some more showers and storms in Japan from time to time. So be careful there. Stay safe from all these systems. Let's see. Still some lingering moisture around the Seychelles and some British territory, some passing storms, and especially near some islands there, Nicobar, Andaman Islands, some passing storms just north of Sumatra. So be aware there. This is mainly it. Bye.